Here at the Max Delbruck Center for Molecular Medicine in Berlin, scientists carry out research into the causes of disease. It's also one of the largest animal testing labs in Germany, with 3 big animal lab buildings. This room houses mice that are being used in an experiment. There are 55,000 mice in all. Boris Yakov is in charge of ensuring their welfare.
We try to give the mice as rich an environment as possible under the conditions we have here. Those conditions are regulated by law.
But the mice live out their lives as lab animals. They are genetically modified and used for research into the causes and treatments of disease. Neuroscientist Helmut Kettenmann and his team carry out such experiments, as do other research groups here.
One aspect, which means that the mice die in the end, is that we implant artificial tumors into their brains. Then we investigate how these brain tumors develop in the mouse to try to find ways over the long term to help people who have brain tumors.
Electrical currents are being measured on a slice of mouse brain. The researchers are investigating the role of the glial cells in the brain. The glial cells are still relatively uncharted territory. Even though many experiments are carried out without animals, last year nearly 148,000 animals died at the Max Delbruck Center. Rats and mice, but also amphibians, rabbits and fish suffer and die for the benefit of humans. Organisations like the German Animal Welfare Federation say that's a problem.
From the perspective of animal welfare, it is extremely problematic, ethically, to exploit animals as measurement instruments or research objects. In recent decades, a great deal of scientific research has shown that animals are capable of suffering, just like humans.
The legal situation is ambivalent. The German constitution contains provisions for animal welfare, and Germany's animal welfare laws forbid causing unnecessary pain to animals. But at the same time, the law allows animal experimentation when it's deemed indispensable, for example, in scientific research. However, animals can no longer be used in cosmetics testing. Since 2013, cosmetics sold in Germany may no longer be tested on animals. On the other hand, when it comes to determining drugs and chemical safety, the law actually requires animal testing. Researchers must file an application or declaration for every animal experiment. They can also include procedures like MRI tests in which the animal is not harmed. That corresponds to the 3R principle, to replace, reduce and refine the way experiments are carried out on animals. The 3R principle has been in place in Germany since the late 1980s with success. From 2.7 million, the number of animals used in testing was cut almost in half over 10 years. But since 1999, that number has been rising again. In 2013, nearly 3 million animals were killed in labs here in Germany. Nowadays, experiments on animals are booming. Much of that is due to basic research using genetic engineering, of the sort carried out at the Max Delbruck Center.
That rise is due to increased research investment. The Max Delbruck Center has hired about 50% more researchers over the past 10 to 15 years. More work groups are doing more research. It's all due to our improved ability to manipulate the genome.
For now, complex mechanisms can only be tested on living beings. Researchers are still trying to reduce and refine animal testing, but the last of the 3 Rs, to replace them, is the most challenging.